mechanics is just goes with you. You train the whole of your life. You don't.
All right, we gotta see. We gotta see.
Acting like I'm 55, bro.
We gotta see.
You know what I mean? You know Shelley-Ann just retired.
Yeah.
You probably could have beat Shelley-Ann.
Usain Bolt gave IShowSpeed the biggest reality check of his life, and it was absolutely hilarious. So let's talk about who IShowSpeed is. His real name is Darren Jason Watkins Jr., and he's a 20-year-old YouTuber who's super popular for his high-energy videos. Speed is known for being competitive and always showing off his athletic skills. And honestly, the kid is pretty fast. Over the past year, Speed has been testing his speed against real professional athletes. He raced Noah Lyles, the 200-meter world champion, in a 50-meter sprint and almost beat him. He even impressed Tom Brady, one of the greatest NFL players ever. Speed also called out Sha'Carri Richardson to race him, but she turned him down. Still, people started noticing that this YouTuber actually had some serious speed.
From the start, no, I'm telling you, bro. Over 40 meters. She's quick, it's no joke.
Where my spikes at?
No, bro. She just retired. I'm 38.
Where the spikes at?
Don't get it twisted,
Let me show
bro.
you my speed, man.
Don't worry about it.
You underestimate my speed.
Let me tell you about what happened with Tom Brady, because it shows you just how athletic Speed really is. Speed made a YouTube series called Speed Goes Pro, where he challenges famous athletes. In the first episode with Tom Brady, Speed wanted to run the 40-yard dash in under 4.50 seconds. That's the gold standard for professional-level speed in football. Speed tried once. He failed. He tried again. Failed. Third time, still didn't make it. But on his fourth attempt, Speed ran it in 4.49 seconds. Tom Brady couldn't believe it. He actually yelled out, "He did it!" And Speed wasn't done yet. Right after that, he jumped 40 inches straight up in the air. That's more than 3 feet high. Brady just stood there shaking his head saying, "Oh my God! That's unbelievable. That's insane." So yeah, Speed has real athletic talent. His performances were so impressive that they caught the attention of someone very special. Back in May 2025, Speed got an Instagram video message from Usain Bolt himself. Yes, the Usain Bolt. Bolt is an 8-time Olympic gold medalist and the fastest man who ever lived. He's 38 years old now and retired from running. In the video message, Bolt told Speed,
I'm retired now, so I'm not running. But I can coach you. And I mean, I can coach you to go faster. You're already fast, but everybody wants to be faster, right?
Speed was shocked and super excited. He called Bolt a legend and told everyone watching, "Let's lock that training session in." It seemed like Speed was about to get coaching from the greatest sprinter in history. But here's where things get interesting. A few months later in November, Speed and Bolt finally met on the track. Someone filmed their conversation and posted it on social media, and it went absolutely viral. Speed started bragging about how fast he was. He wanted to show Bolt what he could do, but Bolt just listened with a calm smile on his face. You could tell Bolt wasn't impressed at all. Then Bolt said something that stopped Speed in his tracks. He told Speed, "You had to train for life." What Bolt meant was simple. Running at the highest level isn't just about being naturally fast. It takes years and years of hard training. You have to dedicate your whole life to it. Speed didn't want to hear that. He fired back saying, "All right, we gotta see." He basically challenged Bolt to prove it. That's when things got really good. Bolt stayed super calm like always. He looked at Speed and said, "You're acting like I'm 55, bro." Bolt was reminding Speed that he's not some old man. Even though Bolt is retired, he's still in good shape and knows exactly what real speed looks like. Then Bolt threw some serious shade. He said, "You know Shelley-Ann just retired? You probably couldn't beat Shelley-Ann." He was talking about Shelley-Ann Fraser-Pryce, one of the greatest female sprinters ever. She's from Jamaica like Bolt and has 3 Olympic gold medals. That comment hit Speed hard. You could see on his face that reality was sinking in. Bolt wasn't joking around. He was being completely serious. Bolt kept going. He said, "I'm telling you, bro, over 40 meters, she's quick." It's no joke. Bolt was basically saying that even a recently retired female sprinter would beat Speed easily over a short distance. That's how big the gap is between someone with natural speed and someone who trained their whole life. Speed was stunned, but he wasn't ready to give up. He grabbed his running spikes and said, "Where my spikes at? Let me show you my speed, man." Everyone watching started laughing. It was funny because Speed still thought he could prove Bolt wrong. Bolt just calmly replied, "Don't worry about it." But Speed kept pushing. He said, "You underestimate my speed." So what happened next? Speed tried to show Bolt his speed. And guess what? He only proved that Bolt was right all along. Speed's attempt confirmed exactly what Bolt had been saying. Raw talent isn't enough. Without years of proper training, you simply can't compete with elite sprinters. The crazy part is that Bolt didn't even have to break a sweat to make his point. He just stood there with his calm personality and showed everyone why he's still the king of sprinting, even in retirement. What made this whole thing so powerful was the lesson Bolt was teaching. He wasn't being mean to Speed. He was being honest. Bolt wanted Speed to understand that greatness takes dedication. You can't just be naturally fast and expect to compete with people who trained since they were kids. Bolt also shared something recently about his retirement life. He said he spends most of his time at home now and has started struggling to breathe when he climbs stairs. Some fans were surprised to hear this, but it reminded everyone that even the fastest man on earth is still human. Time affects everyone, no matter how great they were. But even though Bolt is retired and dealing with normal aging, this conversation with Speed showed that Bolt still owns the track. His knowledge, his experience, and his understanding of what it takes to be the best are still unmatched. The video went viral immediately. People all over social media were sharing it and laughing at the exchange, but they were also impressed by how Bolt handled it. He delivered a reality check with humor and grace. He didn't embarrass Speed. He just spoke the truth. Speed's enthusiasm was entertaining for everyone watching. He never gave up or backed down, but Bolt's message was clear and powerful. He said what needed to be said. Speed fades, but discipline lasts forever. Now the big question is what happens next. Should Speed take Bolt's coaching offer seriously? Absolutely. If Speed really wants to get faster and compete at a higher level, learning from Bolt would be amazing. Bolt knows everything about sprinting. He could help Speed transform his raw talent into something much better. Speed has already proven he has real athletic ability. His 4.49-second 40-yard dash and 40-inch vertical jump are legitimate. He's faster than most regular people and even some athletes. But there's a huge difference between being fast and being Olympic-level fast. This whole situation became a moment that millions of people talked about online. Why? Because it was real. Bolt wasn't acting for the camera. He was genuinely teaching Speed a lesson about athletics and dedication. And Speed, to his credit, kept his confidence even after being humbled. Bolt reminded everyone why people call him the fastest man alive. His speed on the track was unmatchable during his career. But more than that, his understanding of what makes someone truly great is what makes him a legend. He knows that talent is just the starting point. Hard work, dedication, and years of training are what separate good athletes from champions. This conversation will probably be remembered as one of the most entertaining and educational moments in sports social media. Bolt delivered his message with confidence and humor. Speed learned that he still has a long way to go. And everyone watching got to see what happens when internet fame meets Olympic greatness.
On the far side and in the centre, the South African Basuidenhout starting to lose ground now on these two. So it is start running away with it.
The sprinting world just witnessed a moment that no one will forget. Jacoby Tharp, a 19-year-old hurdler with lightning speed and fearless composure, stunned the field in record-breaking fashion.
I mean, it feels great knowing that I can run at this high level and knowing that whenever I go to the pros, that it won't be that much farther away.
In a sport built on fractions of a second, his performance didn't just win, it changed everything. The 2025 season will forever mark the rise of Jacoby Tharp, the young star who captured global attention with his 13.01-second victory in the men's 110-meter hurdles at the USATF Championships. His breakthrough wasn't just a win, it was a signal that a new era of American hurdling had begun. Tharp's explosive power, precision, and poise have turned him from a rising prospect into one of track and field's most electrifying new forces. Born on September 30th, 2005, Tharp began his journey in Rockvale, Tennessee. With athletic roots, his mother Aminda played collegiate basketball at Tennessee Martin and Dyersburg State Community College, and his father, Jimmy Ware, was also a high school player. It was clear that sports ran deep in his veins. But it wasn't basketball that captured Tharp's imagination, it was hurdling. And from the moment he first sprinted down a track, it was clear that he had found his calling. Tharp's rapid rise began to crystallize during his tenure at Auburn University. As a freshman, he broke onto the scene, but it was his sophomore year that signaled he was a force to be reckoned with. In 2024, he clinched the gold medal in the 110-meter hurdles at the World U20 Championships in Lima, Peru. His time of 13.05 seconds, achieved in a headwind, was not just a personal best but also set a new U20 world-leading time and a national U20 record. That race marked Tharp's breakout moment. The following indoor season, he captured the NCAA indoor title in the 60-meter hurdles with a Telia-Knapsav double 4, blistering 7.45-second performance, showcasing not only his raw speed, but also his technical mastery over barriers. Then came June 2025, where he triumphed at the NCAA Outdoor Championships in the 110-meter hurdles in Eugene, Oregon, clocking a personal best of 13.05 seconds. With every meet, Tharp was building a reputation as the future of American hurdling. But the track world wasn't prepared for what would come next. At the 2025 Toyota USATF Outdoor Championships, held once again at Hayward Field in Eugene, Tharp delivered a performance for the ages. He entered the competition as a rising star but exited as a national champion. On the final day of the championships, all eyes were on seasoned names like Cordell Tinch, Dylan Beard, and Trey Cunningham. Tharp, assigned to Lane 1, was not among the pre-race favorites. In fact, he barely qualified for the final, sneaking in as the last qualifier with a 13.30-second semifinal performance. "This is unexplainable," Tharp said moments after the race. "I finished my NCAA season with a win, and now this is a bonus, an extra. My coach and my sports staff have prepared me for this moment. It feels great. I just wanted to focus in. My coach always says lock in on what I'm doing and the rest of it will handle itself, so I trusted him. Trust paid off." When the gun went off, Tharp exploded from the blocks. Smooth over the hurdles and unfazed by the pressure, he executed a near-perfect race, flying past more experienced athletes to seize the title. The time on the clock? 13.01 seconds, a new personal best, and the fourth fastest time in the world that year. He had just defeated Tinch, 13.03, and Beard, 13.04, who had previously outperformed some of the world's best on the Diamond League circuit. Tharp's progression at the championships was as remarkable as the final result. He began with a shaky heat, running 13.58 to finish fourth in his round. He improved in the semis but still looked far from dominant. However, in the final, he combined the sharp start from the prelims with the strong finish from the semis to produce the most complete race of his career. "My first half was okay. The end was trash," Tharp reflected candidly. "The semi, my first half was trash, and the end was better. So now I just put it together." And the results showed. Even Cordell Tinch, one of the best hurdlers in the nation and a favorite heading into the race, was impressed. "I've seen the way he's hurdled. He's been my favorite hurdler within the NCAA, Tinch admitted. "I told him, I see you making this team." Tinch, who had previously run 12.87 seconds to set a world-leading time in Shanghai, recognized that Tharp had the ingredients of a future champion. That acknowledgement wasn't just sportsmanship, it was a passing of the torch. What makes Tharp's performance even more impressive is the context. Olympic gold medalist Grant Holloway, a three-time reigning world champion, opted out of the final after running the earlier rounds. That opened the door, but it didn't guarantee victory. Veterans like Dylan Beard and Trey Cunningham, both with international experience, were expected to capitalize. Instead, a 19-year-old in Lane 1 stole the show. Tharp's win secured him a coveted spot on the U.S. team for the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo. And while the final there would ultimately see him place 6th, simply making the final was a historic achievement. For an athlete who was running high school meets just 2 years prior, competing against the world's best on the sport's biggest stage was nothing short of meteoric. Tharp's season was a testament to consistency and progression. From winning the SEC Indoor 60-meter hurdles to dominating at the NCAA Championships, he steadily improved his performances throughout the year. His selection as one of the 3 finalists for the Bowerman, track and field's most prestigious collegiate award, cemented his status as one of the sport's elite prospects. And it's not just the times that speak to Tharp's brilliance. It's the composure, the resilience, the humility. Whether it was laughing after the final, asking, "What time did I run?" or deflecting praise to his coaches, Tharp carried himself with the poise of someone who understands that greatness isn't given, it's earned. Before his rise, Tharp set a national U20 record of 13.18 at the 2024 SEC Championships, breaking a mark that had stood since 1978. That same year, he ran 13.11 in the heats of the World U20 Championships before taking gold with a 13.05 in the final. These were not flashes in the pan, they were glimpses of sustained excellence. By July 2025, Tharp had already made his Diamond League debut, finishing 3rd at the Hercules event in Monaco with a solid 13.17. Competing against the best in the world was no longer a dream, it was his new reality. The stage is now set for what could be one of the most exciting careers in sprint hurdling. With speed, technique, and mental fortitude already in place, Jacoby Tharp's ceiling appears limitless. The men's 110-meter hurdles has long been one of track and field's most thrilling events, featuring legends like Alan Johnson, Aries Merritt, and more recently, Grant Holloway. Tharp seems destined to add his name to that lineage. As he continues his collegiate career at Auburn, the sky's the limit. With World Championships experience under his belt and a national title to his name, Jacoby Tharp isn't just a promising young athlete, he's already a star. The 2025 season proved that. His time of 13.01 didn't just shock the sprinting world, it served notice. A new era of hurdling is upon us, and it belongs to Jacoby Tharp. From Murfreesboro to Tokyo, from underdog to U.S. champion, Tharp's journey is the kind that defines track and field. He has the speed, he has the poise, and most importantly, he has the heart. And at just 19, he's only getting started. Stay tuned. The future of sprint hurdling has a name, and it's Jacoby Tharp.
It's good to have freedom. Just get out of here to run. Running is the least expensive sport in this world.
Eliud Kipchoge just stunned the marathon world again. After finishing a distant 17th at the 2025 New York City Marathon, many thought they'd just witnessed the quiet end of an era. But instead of walking away, the 40-year-old legend dropped a bombshell that no one saw coming. In a move that redefines what's possible in endurance sports, Kipchoge announced his next mission: 7 marathons, 7 continents, 2 years, a challenge so bold it's left the entire running world in disbelief. For a man whose entire career has been about redefining limits, this announcement felt like the perfect next chapter. Running is the most universal sport. It connects us all, Kipchoge said. With this project, I want to compete not only for records, but for the people. I hope to inspire, give back, and remind everyone that no human is limited. At 40 years old, Kipchoge is no longer chasing world records. His time of 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 36 seconds in New York may have been the slowest of his marathon career, but it marked a transition, not a retirement. My life has been concentrating on the winning. My life has been concentrated purely on breaking records, he said. But now I say, it's not a retirement, but a transition to running for a purpose, and this purpose is the purpose to serve humanity. The World Tour is designed to span all 7 continents: Africa, Antarctica, Asia, Australia, Europe, North America, and South America. Each race will not only challenge Kipchoge's endurance, but also raise funds for the Eliud Kipchoge Foundation. Founded in 2020, the foundation supports educational and environmental projects, including building school libraries, developing learning programs, and supporting ecological restoration. This isn't just a vanity project. The goal is to raise $1 million to support local initiatives in each host country. As Kipchoge put it, 7 marathons on all 7 continents together with you. Join me on this adventure, because together we make this world a running world. His journey begins soon, with locations like Cape Town, Shanghai, and even Antarctica under consideration. Yes, Antarctica, where temperatures can drop to minus 20 degrees Celsius. For Kipchoge, that's not a deterrent, it's an opportunity. I want to continue to push myself to run at my best, but also to inspire, give back, and remind everyone that no human is limited in every corner of the world, he said. A running world is a happy world. Kipchoge's career is already the stuff of legend. With Olympic golds from Rio and Tokyo, a former marathon world record of 2 hours, 1 minute, 9 seconds, and the historic sub-2-hour run in Vienna's Ineos 159 Challenge, he has achieved more than any distance runner in history. He won his first major marathon in Chicago in 2014 and went on to claim 5 titles in Berlin, 4 in London, and 1 in Tokyo. But what sets Kipchoge apart isn't just his victories, it's his philosophy. Ever since I was a little boy, I fell in love with the feeling of freedom that running gave me. Now, he's channeling that passion into something global. His manager, Valentine Trau, confirmed that Kipchoge will be racing in the professional fields and that the full tour schedule will be announced by December 1st. The tour will include 3 marathons in 1 year and 4 in the next, covering 2026 and 2027. While Kipchoge may not be breaking records anymore, the symbolism of his journey matters. He is the first marathoner to even attempt such a global feat. The message? Running is for everyone, everywhere. The announcement came just after Kipchoge completed the last of the 6 Abbott World Marathon Majors in New York. He'd already conquered Berlin, London, Tokyo, Chicago, and Boston. With New York, he joined the elite 6-star finisher club. To become a 6-star finisher in New York City is a beautiful achievement. I fully enjoyed running in the streets today, hearing so much cheering and seeing so much passion, he wrote on Facebook.